Hi guys, so welcome to this video. In this video, I'll be talking about Mongoose Validators and I'll be updating and adding some extra properties and extra checks, extra validation errors to these properties of nodes schema, right? So first of all, I'll be using this title and in this title, let's say I want to add some min length validation and what should be the min length should be 5 and a node should have at least 5 characters in title, right? And if this condition is not met, then this error message will be shown, right? And similar to min length, we have this max length key, and max length we can say the 30. A node should have at most 30 characters in title, right? So before moving further, let's try to test this out, and I'm going to give the title less than 5, which I've already done with some, but before that this check was not added, like the title is the JS. So let's go to the post nodes and I'm just going to send title with the length 3. Let's send, and now you can see that there is an error. A node should have at least 5 characters in title, so this is what we expected. So I'm going to add few more characters. I hope that these are more than 30. Let's send, and yeah, so it's now showing the error that a node should have at most 30 characters in title, right? So our validation is in place and it's working fine. So let's say that we have this property called important, and important is a boolean property and it only takes true or false. So let's try to figure out, currently we don't have any property that we can check. uh, let's say since these are already added, and we want to add the check that the title should only have two keywords, 2 or 3 keywords. We only support 3 titles. Usually what happens is when we want to add some, like weekdays is a property, then we will be able to set an enum enumeration that the week string property should only receive these 7 values. So currently let's try to do it with the title. So just like the min length, if it was a number, just like the priority, rather than the min length we can add only min and max, and after that we can add the same syntax for the validation. So let's try to add one new property and we can call it enum, and which values it's going to support. So let's say it's going to support A, B, C, D, E and D, E, F, G, H, I. So it only supports these 2 values. If we try to add any other title other than these 2 values, it needs to throw an error. So we can add an error: title can only take this or this, right? So this is just for elaboration. After I'm done with it, I'll be removing it, and let's go to the postman. Let's go over here, and here you can see that we are actually, let's try to fix the previous issue of the min and maximum length, and it should be able to trigger something new. So let's send, and now you can see that the title can only take A, B, C, D, E or G. So let's try to add this title now. Let's send, and now it has been added because this title is meeting the requirement of these 2 values. Okay, so this is how we can add this enumeration in our Mongoose schema, right? So I've removed it because I don't want this restriction. And one last Mongoose validation I want to tell you, uh, that let's say we want to add some kind of logic on our own, not by built-in arrays or strings, something like that. So let's say I want to add a check in the priority that the priority is a number, but it should not take any number below 0 or above 10. So how I can add that? So first of all, I can add a property validate, and then I can add the validator, and it gives us a function, and from this function we can actually pass, write a logic and return true or false. If it's true, then this priority will receive the value successfully. If it is false, then it will throw an error that we'll be adding in this message. So let's say that return, and we want to return true if the priority value is val, and this is coming from this function, is greater than equals to 0, actually 1. We want to support 1 to 10 values, and val is less than equals to 10. Okay, so if this condition meets, then it will return true. Otherwise, if the value is less than 1 or it is greater than 10, then it will return false. And in case of false, it is going to throw this error. So I can write priority value can only be between 1 to 10. So let's try to test this out. Let's go to Postman, and I'm passing this priority. First of all, let's try to add add this 7 and see if it works fine. So let's send, yeah, it's added. And let's try to add 11. 11 should return false, and now you can see that the priority value can only be between 1 to 10. Let's try to add some negative value, -4, and again it is showing the same error, right? So this is how we can add our own logic for the validations on the different properties based upon its types. And one last thing I would like to show you, let's say that in any case we decide that a particular key should not be returned to the client side, and we have actually we want to have a plan to add it back after a month or 2 months, and we don't want to remove it from the schema. So there is a property called, let's say we have the important, and we can add the select, and we can give it a false. So this property false means that don't include this important keyword in any kind of query. So if I go over here, get node, and let's wait for DB connection, and if I come here and hit send, and it should not include that important property. Now you can see that all of the objects that are shown over here does not have that important property. So this is how quickly we can add or remove or hide or enable any property from the Mongoose schema, and we can add different kinds of validations. All right, so we are actually completing all the fundamentals of Node Express, MongoDB, all the validations of Express, different queries provided by Mongoose, and we are going to be start working on some kind of authentication, some advanced data modeling techniques, database relationships. Let's say we have more than one model, like nodes, we have the users model, we can have analytics model, how we can add some kind of relationships between these. So from now on we'll be talking about these kinds of concepts, which are a little bit advanced concepts. So up till now, I hope that you have learned quite a lot in Mongoose Node Express. And if you have liked it, support me by subscribing my channel, and see you in the next video.